Hi! You know what? Awesome music really lifts me up, but sad music always makes me sink. Do you know what it means to feel lifted up and to feel synced? In this lesson, that's exactly what we are finding out. We are finding out metaphors to describe emotions related to height. So, lifting and sinking are metaphors. Of course, sinking is like drowning in the water, and lifting is to go up. That's not what happens, but it's about how you feel. So, when you feel lifted, you feel happy, but when you feel sinked, you feel sad. So, this is what this lesson is about. Stay tuned with me. My name is Michelle, and we are going to have great fun together. So here we have some interesting metaphors. But what are metaphors? So like I told you, metaphors are ways to use one thing to describe another thing. So if I say that the city is a jungle, does it mean that it is actually a jungle? Obviously not. What it means is that the city is like a jungle, which means there is so much chaos and noise in the city. Alright. So now we are going to look at some metaphors like this, which do not have literally the same meaning, but they are used to describe emotions here. And these metaphors are related to height. So either we go up or we go low. So usually when we say up, it means a good feeling, but when we say low, it means a sad feeling. So here, the first phrase that we have is up and down. So up and down is a mix of feelings, all right? It's like when you feel good and bad both. So you can use it for someone who is going through a very hard time. So you could say that he's going through an up and down ever since he left his wife, all right? So up and down means good and bad times. But this is specifically used for a hard situation, a very hard situation. So you could say that he's going through ups and downs in his life ever since he's got that broken relationship. Okay, so the next one we have is to be in high spirits. So now you're flying very high. So whenever you're in high spirits, you are cheerful and lively just like me. I'm always in high spirits, almost always, okay, yeah. Sometimes I have low spirits too, but mostly I'm in high spirits, which means that I'm usually very cheerful and lively. So you could say that the team returned from the match in high spirits because they won the match. So they were very cheerful and lively after returning from the match because they won it. But what if they hadn't won the match? Would they still be in high spirits? No. If the team had lost the match, they would be in low spirits, which means feeling very dull and sad. Okay, now let's look at the next one that we have. To keep your spirits up. So now someone is trying to be happy, okay? To keep your spirits up means that you're trying to be encouraged. Trying to be encouraged. So this one is used when there's a very sad situation, all right, all around you. Maybe everyone is sad because of some reason, but there's this one person who is keeping his spirits up, which means he's staying encouraged in the midst of a very hard situation. So you could say that he always keeps his spirits up when everyone else is downhearted, which means when everyone else is feeling sad. The next one we have is to raise the morale. So raise means to boost. So to raise the morale means that when everyone is feeling sad and everyone is feeling like they have lost something. So the feeling of losing something, there is somebody who is encouraging everyone, all right, to do better. This is when you use to raise the morale. To encourage to do better. So you could say that the captain encouraged the team's morale to do better, or the captain raised the team's morale to do better. All right, now we look at the next one. Over the moon. So when are you over the moon? Like I told you that any metaphors that are related to height, whenever we go up, we feel happy. So the more up we go, the happier we feel. So what if you're at the moon? That's like a lot of height. You'll feel the happiest there. The same way, this metaphor is used for someone who is feeling extremely happy. Just imagine that next week you're going on a holiday to Hawaii. Okay, just imagine for a minute. How would you feel? You would feel over the moon. So if I was going to Hawaii next week, I would be all over the moon, which means I would be extremely happy. Okay, now with that, we look at the next metaphor that we have, and that is to walk in air. Okay, so as I told you, the higher you get, the more happy you get. Now, there is someone who is not only high, but they are walking in the air, all right? So they are in a constant state of happiness. They're there and they're there for a very long time. So walking on the air means a constant period of happiness. So for a mother, she walks on the air whenever she has a baby. Obviously, because when somebody has a baby, they have a new member in the family and he's here to stay. So you could say that Emma was walking on the air after her delivery. So she was very happy after it. Okay, so now we come to the slightly sad one, all right, at a low ebb. Now this means, to be in a very difficult spot where somebody has lost everything. At a low ebb is usually used for countries who have possibly lost a war. So you could say that after the war, the country was at a low ebb, which means in a very difficult situation. So they lost their finances and they lost a lot of lives also. And when somebody feels the worst, when they feel that it can just not get better, that's when they say that someone has hit the rock bottom. This means that the situation cannot get any worse than this. So if a company has most of its employees fired and there are criminal charges on the higher-ups, then surely the company has hit the rock bottom, which means it cannot get any more worse for the company. Now I started the lesson with these two verbs, which are to lift and to sink. So sink, like all of these, means to feel very low, okay? And sad music sometimes makes us feel synced, which means it makes us feel in despair or to feel very sad. In despair, which means to feel very sad. So you could say that when I listen to negative music or sad music, I feel synced. Okay, but positive music or happy music makes us feel lifted up, which means very happy and encouraged. So here we are, and we complete this lesson on a note of high spirits, all excited and pumped up for the next lesson with me, Michelle. Thank you so much for staying with me, and I hope you're very happy and excited all over the moon. Take care. Bye-bye.